In November 1970, Bangladesh, then a part of Pakistan, suffered the deadliest weather event in recorded human history.
Tropical depression has moved across Malaysia and has reached tropical storm strength in the Bay of Bengal. It rapidly intensifies and makes landfall in the early hours of the morning on November 13th. Winds in excess of 140 miles per hour just ravaged the coastline of East Pakistan. Those high winds cause a storm surge at the exact moment of high tide, causing a 6-meter high wall of water that just obliterates everything.
Well, a cyclone killed between 300 and 500,000 people.
Among those responding to the enormous need for humanitarian assistance was a young Bengali business executive who was drawn to Shala, a remote area where the human toll had been particularly acute. There, he created what he envisioned would be a short-lived relief organization that he named the Bangladesh Rehabilitation Assistance Committee, or Brac. It is doubtful that anyone at that time could have foreseen that this small, temporary endeavor would, over the next 4 decades, grow to become the largest and considered by many the most effective nonprofit organization in the world, or that the man who would build this institution would come from such an improbable background. Fazle Hasan Abed was born into a distinguished family in 1936 in Baniachong, in what was then British India. Young Abed, as he is known to family and friends, attended Pabna Jilla School and completed secondary education at Dhaka College. His studies continued at the University of Glasgow in Scotland, following which he pursued a career path in accounting, graduating from the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants in London. But this career path was diverted by the severe dislocation and intense human suffering following Cyclone Bola, and by the conflict and destruction that accompanied his country's successful struggle for independence, a movement in which he was deeply involved. It was in newly sovereign Bangladesh that Abed began what would become his life's work.
I went into an area which was extremely devastated. There was a lot of houses destroyed. Livestock was decimated. The farmers didn't have any plows. And that suddenly brought to me the extreme vulnerability of people in situations like this. And that's how Brac was born.
In 1972, with an initial grant from Oxfam, under Abed's leadership, Brac built over 14,000 houses and assisted families to re-establish their livelihoods in 187 villages. Despite this success, Abed was deeply affected by the widespread and extreme poverty that he witnessed. He thus faced a turning point in his life: whether or not to return to the comfortable life of a business executive in the financial capital. It was while standing in the midst of that sea of human devastation in Shala that Abed had the inspiration and vision that would change his life as well as the lives of millions of very poor people forever. For he saw that the temporary relief organization he had created was needed indefinitely, and so, changing the name to the Bangladesh Rural Advancement Committee, Brac became his permanent personal endeavor, one he would lead on a full-time basis in the decades ahead. With his strong focus on a broad spectrum of agricultural, economic, and social enterprises, Abed set Brac on a course that was different from other non-governmental organizations. For it was in this setting he saw that the key to uplifting the poor out of poverty was by educating and empowering women. Under his direction, Brac became a leader in microfinance, girls' education, female health care, and encouraging the active participation of women in guiding village life. Brac created a system of schools from elementary level up through Brac University that now educates over 1 million students a year. And Brac has recently increased its commitment to girls' education in low-income countries with a 5-year pledge to reach 2.7 million additional girls. To generate funds for his social programs, Abed set up commercial enterprises as part of the Brac brand, including a printing press, manufacturing industries, a hotel and conference center, retail outlets, and the Brac Bank. Surpluses from these enterprises go into supporting Brac's development programs. The objectives of Brac's agriculture and food security program have been to increase crop and livestock production while ensuring environmental sustainability, adaptability to climate change, and affordability for marginal and small farmers. Abed's leadership has led to extraordinary advancements in the poultry, seed, and dairy industries in Bangladesh, including the creation and support of feed mills, poultry and fish hatcheries, and milk collection and processing centers. Essential to this approach is ensuring that improved inputs and technologies are taken to poor farmers, and that the experience of the farmers is brought back to the laboratories at Brac in a continual cycle of innovation. Brac has spread its anti-poverty solutions to 10 other developing countries in Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean. Today, the global reach of Brac is unprecedented, with more than 110,000 employees around the world, and a further 150,000 Brac-trained entrepreneurs providing low-cost seeds, medicine, and training to their rural neighbors. Few countries in the world have had the array of devastating natural, political, and man-made tragedies as Bangladesh. And yet, an independent and sovereign Bangladesh has reduced hunger by 50% since the year 2000, thus making great progress toward achieving the United Nations Millennium Development Goals. Brac, under Abed's leadership, has played an integral and critical role in this dramatic accomplishment. Brac projects have received visits and high praise from many of the world's foremost leaders. Abed has been recognized with honors and awards from around the globe, including being appointed a Knight Commander of the Order of St. Michael and St. George by the British Crown. It is therefore most fitting that for his vision, compassion, and leadership, which over 4 decades has provided a pathway out of poverty and enhanced food security for up to 150 million people, that Sir Fazle Hasan Abed is honored as the 2015 World Food Prize Laureate.